Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Raul, and I'd like to welcome you to episode number 5 of the AO podcast. As always, I'm here with my boy Mike.
That's me.
Now, today is going to be probably one of my favorite episodes that we've done next to our second episode when I talked about the expo. Because, so for those of you who don't know, this past Saturday, it was my 27th birthday.
Happy birthday, Raul.
Thank you, man. And then what unbeknownst to me, so the way that we're going to play this out is I'm going to give my perspective of the night from what I knew was going on, and then I'm going to pass it off to Mike because he also has a different perspective than me.
A very different perspective.
Real quick, before we get into that, as always, make sure you guys follow us on all of our socials. All the links for that are down in the description. And for those of you who are only listening to the audio-only version of this and are not on YouTube, you probably can't see, but today we have something with us, and this is a buzzball.
The aftermath of
for those of you who
Raul's
don't know,
weekend.
Buzzballs are, if you've never had one, they're essentially akin to like things like Four Locos and stuff like that, where it's just it's just really strong stuff that will fuck you up. And so we have a bottle of that. Or basically like almost a finished bottle of that, because this drink played a very pivotal role in what we're going to talk about today. So before we hop into the story, I'm actually going to pour some for us here.
And not only do we want to describe the rest of the podcast, or like you want to just go beat by beat?
Well, I'm going to start off because obviously I thought I was going to be doing something different that day.
Yeah, you thought you were going to go eat like fresh, really good tacos, but you just hanged out with us more.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, we'll get into it right now, but so my fam actually did end up throwing me a surprise birthday party, which obviously I had no idea about. So now real quick, let me just close this up.
Oh, I smell it.
Yeah, trust me. It's going to bring back some terrible memories for this guy, and I cannot wait to get into it. But, so, all right, so my birthday was this past Saturday, and so what I thought I was going to be doing for my birthday was my older sister told me that she wanted to take me out to eat, like the family, for my birthday. And so I was with it, and there was this pretty bomb-ass Mexican restaurant that we know that is around here. And so I was like, yeah, like that sounds like a good place to go. And so I was super hyped because I haven't been to this. Actually, I don't think I've actually been to this place in like maybe over a year or a little even more than that. But it's been a while since I've been there. And so I was really looking forward to it. I was super excited. I was like, fuck yeah, like, because they have some bomb-ass tacos, and their tacos are huge. And so I was like, all right, hell yeah. And so it was, my birthday was on a Saturday. So that Friday, I get a message from Mike asking me if I would like to hang out on my birthday. And in my head, I was like, yeah, dude, like, fuck yeah, like, that's gonna be a dope-ass way to, like, kick off my birthday. I'm gonna
hang out with the homies, then go out.
Yeah, smoke, and then fucking go out to eat after. All right, so that's, so obviously, that was, like, sounded like a really dope idea, so I was like, fuck yeah, like, I'm down.
Yeah.
And so, come Saturday, I end up getting ready, and I head over
Saturday.
Huh?
Nothing, go on.
And so,
you'll hear it in the edit.
I end up, getting up. I get ready on Saturday, and I head over to your house. Now, what we did at your house, we're gonna cover on the second part of this episode, because we watched a particular movie that fucking sucked.
We watched a movie that we were like, maybe this could be cool, but every 10 minutes made us mad to the bone. We'll talk about it in a bit, but basically, we saw that movie. We both were like drunk and high, hating it.
All right,
and I was like, okay, let's take you home. But before I was able to take you home, I had a bunch of car problems.
Oh, yeah, so that was unforeseen. Oh, wait, well, before we get into that, kind of to give them context, you didn't just invite me because you wanted to hang out. What was the real reason?
I also, well, first of all, it's a little bit of both. You know, I want to hang out, celebrate with the homie and stuff, but also I was the distraction, so like his actual family could set up a surprise party here at the house. So in actuality, and I was in on it like for like a couple weeks now, for like a couple weeks. So your sister and I were like, okay, she's gonna do this. I gotta do this. He's like invite the people and stuff. So and I did that, and that was the main distraction. It actually helped because, while she was getting everything set up, she was just coming back from like the places she went to get like the food and stuff, like the pizza and all that, like Little Caesars. And while she was doing that, I was having major car problems, and then like they were miraculously fixed by the grace of God. Like God was like, Raul's gonna have a good night, so I'm gonna make his car start so he could have a good night.
I just thought that was super, like, looking after the fact, that's super funny, because at first, like, if you think about it being a surprise party, like, it would kind of make sense if you were to, like, make up an excuse, like, oh, like, my car's not working, like, let's say, for example, if my sister needed more time to, like, set up.
Yeah.
But
my actual car wasn't working.
But it's so funny that it actually just fucking stopped working.
It's pure coincidence. Like, if you see this in the movie, it'll be like, oh, that's lame as fuck. But this is my real life. So, like, so it it's pretty cool, And, coincidences like that just add to the night. And then, like, I dropped you off, and I was like, all right, see you later. And then I just didn't get out the car.
Okay, and then wait, so, like, let me switch into my perspective real quick. So, you dropped me off. I walk in, I notice that the door to, like, my backyard is, like, the gate to my backyard is open.
Yeah.
Which I thought was surprising, and I saw the lights in the backyard on. Mm-hmm. And so I was really taken aback by that, because we usually don't have our like, the door to the backyard, the gate open. Mm-hmm. We usually keep it closed. So I was like, what the fuck? So I started walking through there. Mm-hmm. And as I get there, I slowly see, like, my sister and my mom coming in the frame. But all I can fucking focus on is in the distance, like, out of the fucking darkness, just comes out the homie Nick, and I'm like, what the fuck? And, like, I'm like taken aback because
like he's Nick Fury in the Avengers, because like he's about to assemble a team.
Because I'm staring at it like, what the fuck is Nick doing at my house? And, like, it was taking me a minute to process, because in my head I'm like, yo, like, we're leaving to go get tacos right now. Like, what the fuck are you doing here? But,
and also just the strangest thing to see, even if there was no surprise party, like, just like the fact Nick coming out the darkness of your huge backyard. Like, that's gotta be, like, the strangest shit to imagine.
So I was like, what the fuck, Nick? And then, obviously, like, I found out that it was a surprise party.
Yeah.
And so it was lit. Like, my sister got literally four different types of these. And for those of you who have never had one of these, like, these will really fuck you up, especially if you've never had them before, right, Mike?
Let me hold it. Oh, what a thing of beauty. Oh, what memories I brought. Yeah, no, we're gonna go into it. So right, Nick was there.
Listen, wait, but before.
By the way, you're holding it wrong. That's why I wanted to get. You're holding it with all the facts and shit. You weren't actually showing them like.
Well, who needs facts?
Fuck you.
You're not gonna remember them after.
Shut up.
No, but okay. But before we actually get into the night, go ahead and we have our cups right here. Mm. I know.
I'm probably gonna drink like half.
Mike probably never wants to see this drink like a day in his life.
If I get fucked up on
night.
the podcast,
no, that would be too much. I don't want to. We'll get into it, but there's something on the table that I don't want to see you doing that you did at the party.
Oh.
But anyway, so before we get into the night, oh yeah, and for those of you who don't know, it's 1:00 in the afternoon right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What time is it? Let me check. It's not even 1. It's like fuck it. It is 1. Oh shit. Fuck.
All right. So go ahead and cheers, my boy.
Cheers to 27th party.
Yeah. All right. So, my sisters really did it up. Like, they decorated the backyard. They hooked
fire pit.
Yeah, the fire pit.
Tikis and all that. Just the aesthetics were off the charts.
She hooked it up with some pizza from Little Caesars. She also got some roasted chicken. and we
a huge speaker too.
Yeah, huge speaker, and
that was crazy.
So we were just chilling in our backyard, and at first it was only you and Nick that were there, because Luis and Rob came by later. So we're just chilling in our backyard and we're having fun, and then we're sitting around the bonfire, and my sister had brought out a table over there that had all of the buzz balls on them, and that's when I and I forgot to mention, my freaking sister greeted all of us with like already like a cup full of buzz balls.
Yeah. Not only that, she had little like a bunch of like thank you for coming buzz balls, like little ass buzz balls.
Yeah.
For like the people.
She made like little party favors.
Yeah.
But then so we drink the first one, and then as I'm realizing what it is, I look over at Mike, and because I was legit curious. I was like, hey, have you like ever had a buzz ball? And that's when he fills me in on the fact that he had never had one before.
I've heard about them, but I've only seen them. I've never drank in them and all that stuff.
Okay, and now we're getting into one of the vital points of this night, because this is something that you claim that I did, even though you're in control of your own goddamn actions.
Yeah, but it was your birthday.
Listen, okay, so it was my birthday, and so since
your goddamn actions.
So since like you're actually not working right now for the first time in a while. And so I'm
very unemployed.
And so I decided, I was like, all right, so since you like basically don't have any responsibilities right now, I'm like, fuck it, dude. Just because here's the thing. So I've partied with Mike a lot, but I've never actually legit seen you get super fucked up before.
No.
And so I was pretty curious, and I wanted to see what it was like. So I was like, dude, boy, just like fucking let loose. Like, you're not gonna have any better opportunity than right now. And so, surprisingly...
When the boy says spread loose, you spread loose.
Spread loose? What the fuck?
That's what you said, right?
Wait, what?
That's what you said, spread loose.
Did I really just...
Yeah, you just said spread
No, wait, I'm gonna have to hear that back, because if I said spread loose, I'm gonna fucking hate myself. Did I really say that? I fucking hate you, because now that you put that thought into my head, I really hope I didn't say that.
Spread loose, I'm like, hey... All right.
Okay.
It's your birthday.
Fuck you. Okay. So surprisingly, you actually did, and
I was spreading so loose.
And so you started, drinking the buzz balls, and you actually said that you enjoyed them, and so I was really surprised. And so then later on in the night, our homies Rob and Luis come through, and so we were just chilling, having a great time, and I want to say up until the point where they left, I want to say you were already
yeah, because like it was raining. By the way, it was like it rained for 2 minutes.
It started to rain
really hard for like 2 minutes.
We were still sitting all by the bonfire, and then it kind of started to drizzle, so we moved it under the patio.
Yeah.
So, but I want to say that by the time Rob and Luis left, you were already drunk, but I wouldn't say you weren't too far gone yet. And so Rob and Nick actually ended up leaving pretty early. And so then it was just down to me, you, and Luis.
Yeah.
And then so as the night is going on, you keep drinking the fucking.
I lost count when it started raining.
Yeah, and then
so I was already pretty in the deep end.
And so you're fucking like just drinking, and I'm like, at one point I'm like, legit, I'm like, all right, legit, I'm like, how many fucking drinks have you had?
Because I was, when Nick and Rob were there, I was already spilling drinks.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you were, huh?
Yeah.
And then so you just kept pouring yourself some, and then so I was like, all right, and then so I think the moment that I started to realize how fucked up you were is, so we have like those regular like white plastic chairs.
It was when they left too, right? It was
like right after they left.
Yeah.
And then so we have these like cheap like plastic white lawn chairs that basically everybody has in their backyard.
Yeah, and you see it, and you also see them when you go to like a taco truck, like two chairs and a table that's outside your local
those
taco
types of
truck.
chairs.
Yeah, those type of chairs.
And
So really cheap.
Yeah, and
to
then
go light shit.
And then so you were sitting on one of those, and I legit I don't know how the fuck to describe how you because it was such an unnecessary fall because you sat down, right? Mm-hmm. And what you did is you sat down, but then after you proceeded to like push your entire body weight onto the left side of the fucking chair, and like all I fucking see is just the fucking front left leg of the chair just fucking snap, and then and then I just see it like, this was not a fall, this was a descent, because you fucking took a minute, dude, and so I'm like just sitting there watching you fucking fall, and then so I'm
on
like,
the floor for like,
and then so I'm like, so then, wait, no, so then me and Luis are just looking at you, and eventually you get up, but the funny part is, like, as soon as you get up, you proceed to tell us, oh, man, it's cool. Like, I just fell, but I got right back up. And so me and Luis proceed to look at you and be like, dog, you were on the fucking ground for a minute. Like, there was a moment where I legit thought you, like, passed out or something. And so I was like, fuck, Luis is going to have to drag him out of here.
First of all, to your house, I could just stay at your house.
No, fuck you.
But, yeah, because I remember falling too. I actually do remember a lot of the night, like in hindsight, but like, I remember falling because like I was like, yeah, I'll just sit down right now, and then I remember like trying to sit down, but then I sit down like my arm was like on the chair, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna fall, so I put like all my weight on this part, and I just feel the snap and the fall. I was just like sleeping on the floor.
Yeah, and then so you fight. So then I like that. At that point, that's when I realized you were kind of gone.
Yeah.
And so I was like, son of a.
And I kept drinking.
Yeah,
too.
and you just kept going, and then so it got literally, bro. I told you this. It legit got to the point where every time you got up from your chair, I was legit nervous for you because I thought you were gonna fucking fall, dude. And so like I said, it was just down to me, you, and the homie Luis.
Yeah.
And so at one point, you started talking to us about how like the gritty was the greatest fucking dance move to ever be invented.
I didn't say ever to be invented.
Yes, you fucking did. Yes, you fucking did. Dude.
I said it's one.
I was
in
there.
This
you
generation,
weren't there.
In this generation.
Listen, you weren't there, Mike. So you can't.
In the last decade and a half,
your mind was gone.
The gritty is a fun dance.
Yeah, but you said it was the best thing, and then you proceed to try to do it, and then.
I did demonstrate the gritty to them,
yes,
even though y'all know what the gritty is.
And then wait, it gets better, and then so fucking Mike proceeds to because you've taken dance classes,
yes,
and so you proceed to I guess give us a dancing fucking lesson. So like,
he's like, this is how we do it.
No, this is all I see. You fucking. So we had the big ass speaker on like a table right there, like next to a wall. Yeah. All I fucking see is you fucking put your fucking two arms on the each side of the fucking table. Like, all right. Then you fucking proceed to start fucking twerking in front of the fucking speaker. And like, what the fuck is going on right now?
I don't believe I did that.
No, you can ask Louise, bro. You fucking did that. I don't think I did that right now.
I don't think I did that.
Listen, you're just lucky I didn't take a fucking video or a picture, dude.
I don't think I was twerking good either.
No, you weren't. You
no. There's no ass to jiggle on my back end.
And so
it was there though. I did have like an ass a little bit because I was taking like 6-hour dance classes. But then now I haven't been doing that at all. So like my ass is flat and I'm trying to twerk and I'm wearing by the way, my fit was crazy. You almost dropped your shit. Yeah. But like, my fit was crazy. If you could look at like his recent post, I was wearing like my white shoes with like a rainbow and like the bottom half of the shoe.
Yeah, and then fucking hot pink.
My hot pink pants. Like there's just a hot pink. Like it's not even Raul complimenting me. They're just a hot pink, and it's like it was like my shoes are like part of my Barbie fit. Is the shoes I wore to see Barbie. the pants were actually originally supposed to be part of the Barbie fit, but like it was in July and the pants were super hot. My legs were getting like sweaty and toasty, and my ass hairs too. And it's like, and then I was like, okay, I'm not doing this. So I wore my short pink shorts, which are fabulous on me, especially at that time. Thick, juicy thighs I have, and then I wore my Japanese white Kiss shirt, the band Kiss from the 70s, so just in case y'all didn't know. So like it was a crazy fit.
I liked how you like fucking just went on a deep dive on your fit.
Crazy fit with my fucking Doigers fucking blue jacket too. It's my favorite fit I like to wear, and actually is the same fit that I wore the last time I came over to your house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's literally the exact same clothes I came over with.
And then so proceeding on to the night, right? I won't say for what. Because I'm not sure if you would want us to mention it, even though it's just kind of more like a joke. But we were having a discussion with Luis. And
on particular matters.
Yeah, on particular matters. And we fucking, like, we start, like, he's like, telling us stories about stuff. And we're, like, you were connecting the dots.
Yeah.
And then you're, like, you proceed to, like, kind of have a breakthrough.
Yeah.
And you're, like, wait a minute.
I felt like fucking, like, Oppenheimer. Yeah. Albert Einstein.
What,
like,
you're gonna fucking destroy him? What the
He's
fuck?
like, I'm the...
What the fuck?
I am the destroyer of Luis.
You're the destroyer of Luis? Shut the fuck up, dude. No, but so, you proceed to have... That sounds like a fucking game.
Oh my god, I hope Luis hears this. We gotta clip this for Luis. But we had like major breakthroughs.
Yeah, you proceed to have like a major breakthrough and proceed to ask Luis, you're like, hey, don't you think you might have this? And then so fucking Luis goes back and starts retracing his steps and like, oh, fuck, like I actually might.
He's like, shit. He's like, all the things that were unexplainable are explained, and sometimes that happens when you connect dots on certain shit and you not only your entire fucking life, but your entire like your family's life, your dad's life, your mom's life. You can start connecting shit or whatever your parents are like, whatever. Like, just make connections and shit. It's just like, whoa.
And then
this problem goes deeper than I think.
So we went from that to just basically we literally capped off the night by just fucking trauma bonding with each other basically.
Yeah, no, it was nuts. It was a nutty time, but it was fun trauma bonding.
Yeah, and then
sometimes trauma bonding is
I feel like
cool.
that's a very 27-year-old thing to do.
Just trauma bond.
Get fucked up and get fucked up and trauma bond with the boys. That's a fucking vibe.
Oh yeah, for the fucking hoes. I'm here the trauma bond.
No, but so
that's how I loosely spread or whatever the fuck you said.
No, so that was basically kind of towards the end of the night. But then after that, so mind you, at this point. It's like fucking 3 o'clock in the morning.
I'm crazy drunk.
Yeah,
I kept drinking
and then so this is what happens. So you had finished the green one of these, and then
other people drink it too.
Yeah, but mainly you, fool. Yeah, and then so you proceed to move on to this one, which is the strawberry flavor.
Yeah.
And then so I just see you keep pouring them, and at that point I was like, dude, Mike, you gotta fucking stop, dude. Because here's the thing. Since he had never tried them before, I'm like, bro, you don't even fucking know like how hard these are gonna hit you. And so I decided to finally fucking take this away from him and go and put it inside my house. And then I fucking take the other two away. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, as I'm going inside and putting them on my counter, I'm like, all right, cool. Like at least now like they're gone, so he's not gonna drink anymore. Yeah. I fucking walk out. And what do I see? I see this motherfucking fool holding one of the little fucking buzz balls from the fucking little gift baggies. Like, you son of a bitch, dude. And so he just wouldn't fucking stop. And then so I bro, you were so fucked up. You didn't even know it was 3. You're like, what fucking time is it? Like, you're like,
I thought it was like legit like 12 a.m.
You're like, it's fucking 3? Like, no way. And like, dude, and I'm just like fucking Luis. And Luis just fucking let it go, dude. Luis like, fuck it. I mean, it's his life, dude. Let him drink. And then, so I was like, no, fuck it. It's my house. Get him out of here. I don't want him here no more. And so,
get him out of here. I don't want him here no more.
It's like you were like a fucking stray dog. That
You fucking get him out. He's like shattered on your bed like 20 times. Like, I've had it. I've had it. Get this mutt out of here.
And so I'm like, fuck. And then so I'm not gonna lie, I felt real bad for our homie Luis because he's the one that had to take you home.
I mean, I live like right fucking here.
Yeah,
I live super close.
Yeah,
I could have walked home.
Yeah, but still, no, you wouldn't have made it. Let me tell you right now, you wouldn't have fucking made it.
I could have.
No, you would. You would have fucking found you somewhere like ass up, like on the sidewalk.
Ass up.
Probably tried to like shadow twerk some fucking.
He was like fucking like I was seeing like visions, and I was like, I'm the hoe now, you know.
But so Luis finally decides to take you home, and
I was gonna say I could have driven home, but I couldn't.
And you were like kind of stumbling. You were like he was fucking take you out, and then so proceed. So you get home, and what happens?
What do you mean? What happens?
Like you had to literally fucking get help changing.
Oh yeah. I did ask my girl who was already awake to like. I didn't ask for help. I didn't ask. She just kind of just did it for me, and I was like, "This helps." I would have slept in my regular coat. The next morning, my legit first thought was like, "Oh," he's like, "My clothes are different." Like, I was like, oh, I actually changed. I was legit about it. And then I was telling her about, like, the breakthroughs we had or how fucked up I was here.
And so, okay, so the following day,
you
proceed to call me, and
I was so fucking hung.
You were going through it, my boy. How bad was when
it was
like okay
so bad.
Take us through it. Like, so did you realize it was gonna be bad like as soon as you woke up, or did it kind of like take time for it to hit you?
At first, I was like, "Oh, this hurts." Like this, I didn't even think about the later. I was just thinking about the now, and then later comes in. I'm like, "This hurts more." Like it was fucked. It was really it was like the worst hangover I've ever had. You know, it's like it was like my head was pounding, my stomach was hurting. I couldn't eat anything. I was going through it for like the whole day. Like I couldn't handle it. I was like, Jesus. And I was texting you at first.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, this is fucked up. And then like I proceeded to call you and I was like, yeah, I can't text you. My fucking eyes hurt from facing the fucking phone.
And so I'm fucking talking to you, and the funny part is that one of the first things you bring up to me is you're like, hey man, I'm fucking like you fucking like you wait. So you're like oh fuck, like sorry man, I'm really fucking sorry about your chair. And so I'm like, you mean the chair that costs like $2? Like you legit were acting like you fucking broke like a fucking
$150 chair,
like a fucking priceless like family heirloom that was like fucking sent down from Mexico and shit.
It's like I fucking. It's like I'm acting like I vomited on your PC.
Like what the and you were like, and because the thing is like you apologized for that chair on more than one occasion. Like, bro, it's $2. It's fine.
It's like it's the type of chair that like regrows and shit. No, I was fucked up. You know, it was not a fun morning. The next morning, it was like the whole day actually wasn't just it was just not a fun day.
But that was honestly probably one of the greatest gifts she could have given me, because that was a fucking fun night. It
was really fucking fun. It was probably one of my funnest nights too, even though that next morning was awful. It was really fun. It was such a fun time.
So I'm curious. So now that you've had kind of time to reflect on it, where would you rank this as on your like moments? Like how would this rank in your like most drunkest moments?
It's easily the drunkest I've ever gotten. Although there's like a couple other times I could say, like even like the last time we came over, like I was pretty like fucked up to the point like where my girl picked me up and like I got out the car.
Oh yeah,
and then I
fell
face flat on the fucking concrete, like a whole body like a fucking cartoon. like, and it's like on the floor, and I was like, oh shit! I'm like, I've gotten like that fucked up a couple of times, but no, this is especially with the hangover like this. It was insane. It was an insane hangover. But I've heard honestly, my sister and my mom have gotten longer hangovers, so I can't even imagine. Like they say, like they've had like 4-day hangovers.
Okay, so listen. So how would you rate your first experience with Buzzballs?
10 out of 10. I recommend so much, especially for those of you who haven't done it. I would recommend doing a lot of it.
A lot of it. Fucking.
Also, I did not know the Buzzballs. 1.75 liters, 15% alcohol.
Yeah, this motherfucker. Like I said, you didn't even fucking check the bottle.
No, I didn't.
You were just pouring. Because if you would have checked the bottle, you would have probably known how fucked you were gonna be.
Well, what's the fun in checking?
Like, fucking, this'll kill. If it kills me, it kills me.
It was like, you know what?
At least it was lit.
It was pretty lit. It was pretty lit today.
Fucking mister, I'm only gonna drink half. I just saw that shit.
It gets better if you keep drinking it. That's the problem.
The
problem with.
God damn it, Mike! I hate you. Now I gotta finish mine.
No, you don't have to finish yours. I'm just saying, like, the drink gets better if you keep drinking it. That's why I was drinking.
Yeah, but I can't have you fucking like. You already said you're only gonna drink half, and you just fucking finished yours.
Oh, I didn't even notice. Honestly, I just kept drinking it.
So, well, I'll kill it when the fucking podcast is over.
Yeah. You live here, I know.
So, anyways, so that was a really fun night, and I want to give a shout out to my sister for setting all that up. And also shout out to all the homies that came through. Of course, you, and then the homie Nick,
and Rob,
the homie Rob, and the homie Luis. Yeah, it was pretty fucking fun.
It was pretty fun.
But now, like, kind of rewinding, when I was at your house, we decided to watch a particular movie. What was that movie, Mike?
It was Friday the 13th 8. Jason Takes Manhattan, and we're not particularly major fans of the franchise. Like, we like Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We like Friday Night at Freddy's.
That sounds like another freaking
Friday Night. I combined like 3 things into one.
That would be a dope ass crossover, dude.
Just like a fucking Freddy Krueger fighting with Freddy Fazbear.
Oh, you're fucking stupid, dude. But no.
But like
say it properly.
A Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't know why you thought Freddy.
No, but
because Freddy Krueger, but like
well, actually, to be fair,
Nightmare on Elm Street.
The only like I want to say the only like actual like major film or horror film franchises that I can actually remember watching all the way through, like all the sequels, is Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, and
Halloween got some stinkers too.
And Child's Play.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of the Child's Play shit.
And you know what's funny? Random, like super random fact. The first time I ever watched Seed of Chucky was actually in Mexico. So I watched like the
Spanish dub.
Yeah, the Spanish dub. It was pretty hilarious.
Oh, that sounds crazy. Chucky in Spanish, yeah. And like he's more into like the Nightmare on Elm Street and the Halloweens. I'm into like the more grotesque ones, like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. I recently, and with Raul actually, I dragged him along to see all the Sleepaway Camp movies.
Oh, that was great.
That's
an episode on its own.
Oh yeah, we could talk. There's like 3 episodes. Like honestly, October, I think all the episodes of the podcast it's just us.
We have to at least so I have an idea. I have an idea.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking for like the whole month of October when we're doing these, I think we should make it our goal to do at least per episode. We should at least do 1 horror movie review.
Yeah. Yeah. And we could and we'll decide that later. But right now we're not big. But like we're not big entrepreneurs of the Friday the 13th
Entrepreneurs? What do we fucking
we're gonna explore
entrepreneurs? I just want you to realize what you said. Entrepreneurs? We're not. We watched it. We're not trying to fucking buy the rights to it, dude.
Like Silicon Valley movie.
But no, okay, so
the wrong word to
you're
use.
having a hard time getting
The wrong
through
way.
this. So
But like, we are not big fans of the fucking franchise,
okay,
so we were like,
well,
fuck
to
it.
be fair, I haven't seen all the sequels. I've only seen like a couple.
I've seen a few, and they do suck. I do think what you said
Jason
was...
X is fucking great, though.
Jason X is nuts. I don't think it's good, but like, it's nuts. But like...
Anyways, we watched Jason
we watched Jason Takes Manhattan without, getting to know the lore. I don't think there is it.
And it was just a random watch. And so let me cook for a minute because I got something to say about this fucking movie.
Yeah.
So the movie is called Jason Takes
Manhattan. Spoiler alert, I guess, but don't watch this movie.
Yeah, who gives a fuck? Listen, after you hear this, you'll realize why I don't give two shits about giving spoilers for this fucking movie. So the movie's called Jason Takes Manhattan. And so we start out with some B-roll shots of fucking New York. And you're like, all right, this is going to be fucking dope. Like, we have, like, this fucking rat crawling out of this fucking sewage dumpster.
I know, it's a bunch of, white people, harassing people.
Like, a lot of alleys and shit. Or I was like, fuck yeah, dude, this is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, fucking Scream who, dude? Fucking Jason went to New York first. And so, so I was like...
And you're a big fan of Scream, too.
Yeah, and so I was like, all right, let's fucking get into it. And so we fucking fast forward to a fucking boat. And... then I was like, all right, and maybe some of the characters are going to go on a trip. Like, that's nuts. Maybe they'll, come back when the film's over. I don't know. Maybe they'll make a guest appearance, and post-credits. And so we proceed to follow these fucking people onto this boat. I was like, all right. Well,
it's a different boat, too. Yeah, like, the boat in the beginning was a different entire boat that two people got killed.
And I was like, maybe we're going to get, some sort of a mini adventure. Like, maybe go to an island somewhere in New York.
Like Coney Island or something.
Yeah, and so, like, taking a fucking ferry there. Like, this is going to be dope. And so we proceed to get more and more into the movie. And we're like, oh, shit, Jason's on the boat. Like, how did that happen?
And he's taking a long time to kill these fuckers.
And so... the fucking Jason gets on the boat and proceeds to start killing some of them. And I know that I'm high because I smoked my pen as we were watching this movie. Mm-hmm. But I know I'm fucking looking at myself and I'm like, how long have we been?
Oh, yeah. Oh, gross.
Well, it's going to be...
shit. Fuck, there's a lot of spit on my pants.
Well, anyways,
I fucking hocked on my pants, bro. Sorry, go ahead.
You could have just gracefully played that off, and then you decided to fucking cut me off and fucking proceed.
I laughed.
Listen, whatever.
Go ahead.
Let me get through this because I'm trying to go on a fucking rant here.
Go ahead.
So,
sorry.
Then we fucking proceed to stay on this boat, and I'm like, how fucking long have we been on this fucking boat? And then. Fucking Mike paused the movie, and obviously when you pause something, it shows you how long the movie has left and everything. And, it's been we only have about less than an hour in this fucking movie.
40 minutes into the movie.
And then they barely get to fucking Manhattan.
I checked the time too. They get to Manhattan an hour and 10 minutes in, and the movie's an hour and 40 minutes in. First of all, they could have cut some shit. It could have been an hour and 20, an hour and 28. No, it's an hour 40. So it's a little longer than it needs to be at all. And
and so and also literally the only fucking death that kind of was worth any kind of shit in this movie was they have a black dude. And,
black dude.
Let me tell you, and the thing too that this fucking whole segment in this movie went on for way too fucking long.
30 minutes.
And so they have a scene where they're up on a roof.
They could have cut some time with that shit too.
And the one black guy in the movie decides to fucking square up with Jason and just starts punching the fuck out of him with no results. Yeah. No results, mind you. And he continues to fucking do this for 3 to 5 fucking minutes.
2 to 5.
In the fucking movie. And then
it's we got the rough cut. Oh, it's the final cut?
And then it fucking ends with Jason just essentially knocking his fucking head off like a fucking rockin' sock'em robot. Yeah. And so that death was pretty fucking cool.
Like that, he punches the head, and then the black dude's head falls down multiple buildings into a trash can. And I'm like, It was like, well, he was like, it's just like like, he was punching him a lot, but like that execution was fine. That's why I only give it like a 2 out of 10.
And then there
Not
were
a
the
1 out of
fucking
10.
quote unquote Mexican thugs that they encountered.
Oh yeah, it was pretty sure they're pretty like privileged white Italians playing Mexican thugs. It's like, don't follow us, comprende?
Oh yeah, comprende.
Comprende?
And then so
It was like Mexican, Puerto Rican, whatever, the Hispanics of New York, whatever.
I will
whoever
say
they
though,
are.
look, I will say the only thing that was worthwhile to me personally for this movie is that there's a scene on a subway
Yeah.
where they're getting essentially chased by Jason.
Yeah.
And there's a fucking scene where an old lady is like standing and like holding onto one of the poles, and he legit.
It's not an old lady though. It was like a teenager.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah. Teenagers back then though look 60 years
Yeah,
old.
and then so he fucking essentially just pushes her out of the way. She's
Yeah.
like a fucking
Oh yeah, she like
onto her seat, and then she makes like the fucking weirdest noise. She's like, oh. Like,
and then the movie just ends
yeah,
like that
so
once they get to the Manhattan.
So I'm like,
shit.
what the fuck did I just watch? This movie was not. This movie should have been called Jason Takes a Boat to Manhattan, because what the fuck was that?
He takes a chill ride to New York. I don't even like. It's probably Manhattan, probably not. Like it's just like a chill ride and shit. So yeah, no, that's that was.
So,
the
anyways,
movie
I
and stuff.
fucking hated that movie.
No,
I would not recommend it.
No. It was nuts because it's funny because like we were there for a bit deciding on what to watch. First of all, my fucking Fire Stick took so long.
Oh yeah, it had to like update and shit.
Yeah, I had to update it and all that stuff, and we have like not a good place where the Wi-Fi is, so like it was pretty like lagging. So like we took that. It was not only did you have pizza at your party, but you also had pizza at my fucking.
Oh yeah,
house.
that's another thing that kind of pissed me off. So so like I said, I was looking forward to these fucking tacos, right? But Mike had said that he had pizza, and he had one of the boxes out there, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna have some because I'm gonna go eat tacos. But as we started kind of like getting in later into the night, I was like, maybe I'll just have like a slice because I am kind of hungry.
Yeah.
So I proceed to have a slice, and I was like, all right, that's it, because again, I'm gonna have some fucking bomb ass tacos right now.
Yeah.
So imagine my surprise when I fucking get home and then I realize it's the surprise party, and what do we have to eat? Fucking pizza. I'm like, motherfucker, dude.
I was very happy.
Of course you were fucking happy, Michael.
Oh man, but the best pizza in the world.
But
Little
so
Caesars.
that was essentially like what my whole birthday weekend. It was really fun.
It was really fun.
So again, shout out to my sister and all the homies that came through. It was really fun. But now before we get into our picks of the day, I do have like a what do you call those? Honorable mention. There we go.
Yeah.
I do have an honorable mention. It's actually a show that I just recently and randomly came across.
Yeah.
That it's one of those. You know what it is? I know you probably have shows like this. It's like shows that have come out, or that you realize came out a while back.
Yeah.
But you actually never watched them or got put onto them. So you're watching them after the fact.
Yeah.
And so literally the way that I came across this show is I was just randomly scrolling through Tubi one day. And
Tubi got some bangers.
Yeah, and so I was like in their like reality TV section, and I come across a show called Breaking Amish, and I see that it has 4 seasons. And so I was like, you know what? Like the concept of that show actually sounds really interesting to me.
Yeah.
So I decided to check out the first episode just to see what it was about. And just a quick synopsis of the show for those of you who have never watched it. It's basically just a reality show where they take these, I want to say it's like 5 or 6 different Amish kids.
Yeah.
And I guess this is actually a tradition in the Amish religion where when Amish kids reach a certain age, they actually get to go out into the world and like
see it for themselves.
And basically experience modern life. And they get to decide whether they want to like, well, they call people like us who are like just regular people.
Yeah.
They call us like English, and so they basically
English.
yeah, so they basically get to decide if they want to be like live in English life or
Yeah.
if they want to live in Amish life. And so essentially what the show is they take a bunch of these different random Amish kids that are going through this whole journey. And so they basically stick them in a hotel in New York for like the first time for like a maybe like a month or so.
Oh, a month.
Yeah, and
Damn.
so it's basically
Well, I
just a show
guess,
of
yeah.
them like getting essentially experiencing modern day life for like the very first time.
Yeah.
And so I just thought it was super fascinating. Fast forward, I'm like nearly almost done with the third season.
Yeah.
So I really, really enjoyed it because I thought it was an interesting concept, and also I thought that the way that the show they decided to make the show was also really interesting because so the first two seasons, the first season you follow like obviously like the group of kids that are going through the journey, and
Yeah.
then the second season was actually a follow up with the same cast, and so at that point I was like, oh, this is gonna kind of be like a kind of like a Jersey Shore esque style thing of way of filming, where like they're just gonna it's gonna be a continuation of this cast for all four seasons of the show. But surprisingly, in the third season, they actually switched up the cast, and from what because I kind of looked ahead to the fourth season, and I guess apparently, so the first two seasons were like the same cast, but the last two seasons are actually two different casts. So I just thought that that was super interesting that they decided to film it that way. But
Yeah.
it's a really interesting show that I would highly recommend. It's on Tubi, so if you have that, it is free to watch. So just to show that I highly recommend, really enjoyed it. But again, that show is called Breaking Amish. But now moving on to
Well, can I have an honorable mention too, since
Yeah.
we have a little time?
Yeah.
And since you recommended a show, I'm gonna just recommend just something completely different. So let me check what I want to say. There's an anime movie on Freevee, actually, not Tubi, but Freevee. Actually, no, it is on Tubi too. Never mind. But there's a crazy wild early 1980s movie called Golgo 13 The Professional. Basically follows an assassin as he's trying to he makes a hit, but also that certain hit has consequences to his life and the people around him. And it gets really wild really fast, and every 10 minutes just like escalates. It has very beautiful early 80s animation, but also like it experiments with lots of type of different animation too, like like stop motion. It's apparently one of the first Japanese animes to utilize like 3D, and that's like the early 80s. So like they look like fucking polygons and shit. They look, and like it's a little like you get high. It's disturbing and wild, but like it's a very it's a wild time. And it's a very entertaining time. It's called Gogo 13 The Professional on Tubi and Freevee. Early anime shit, 80s anime, so it's like hardcore too. So if you're into that type of thing, go ahead and watch it.
and then so now moving on to our picks of the day. Did you want to go first? Did you want me to go first?
I'll recommend a hardcore rap album.
All right.
It's actually the album we're actually looking at. We were talking about today.
I'm actually gonna just while you do that, I'm gonna look for mine.
Yeah, and it's from SD Nack of the Griselda crew, called Nacksaw Jim Duggan, and that whole album is just some of the most grimiest, grittiest production to come out of Griselda. SD Nack's delivery is so hardcore and to the point, and like it's super compelling shit. The you could tell it's just supreme authentic rawness, and I honestly think not only is one of my favorite rap albums of 2023, but just one of my favorite Griselda projects. Not only my favorite Griselda projects of 2023, but also just one of my favorite Griselda projects in general. I really like this album a lot. It's if you're into like the grimy, hardcore, gritty rap style of like the 90s or like the recent Griselda wave. This is dead. And if you're a Griselda fan, high chance you probably already listened to this. But if you're into something more hardcore and spooky, this is a good album.
All right. So my pick is actually going to be from an artist that I kind of knew about a little bit, but I had only heard like maybe one thing from him because it kind of popped off on like Instagram and stuff, like just different different accounts, like hip hop accounts would repost it. But I actually started kind of looking into this dude's stuff last night, and it's pretty cool. Like from a first listen, he definitely has like a very interesting style, and I can see why people really enjoy his music. But this is an artist that has been popping off for quite a minute now, or for quite a bit now.
Yeah.
And he goes by the name of That Mexican OT,
Mm-hmm.
and he is a rapper. And I believe, I don't really know too much about the guy, so apologies if I'm mistaken, but I believe he is from Texas. And he is a Mexican rapper, and he's pretty dope. And in 2023, he put out an album, which I think a lot of people that were fans of his are really looking forward to, called Lone Star Luchador. And one of the tracks that I came across from this album that I really enjoyed, it was called Cowboy Killer. And so, again, super interesting style. I really am enjoying some of the stuff that I've heard from him, so I can't wait to maybe listen to this whole album in its entirety and then kind of go back into his discography.
Yeah.
But again, that is That Mexican OT, and the album is Lone Star Luchador, and the song is called Cowboy Killer. And that's going to be my pick of the day.
Yeah, I'll definitely try to listen to that later. It's near the end of the podcast. I still can't believe you said Spread Loose.
Yeah, I'm gonna again. I have to hear that back on the editing, but I'm gonna
imagine if I just made that up. If I just gaslit you
to
make it.
If you made that up, I'm gonna call you out in the next episode.
Bro, that would be so funny if I made that up, because I legit think you did say Spread Loose, but you know I could be wrong too.
And you made a whole thing of it too. So
yeah.
So I'm
gonna start saying that now.
Okay.
Spread Loose, you know.
But anyway, so
he's like, hey, what's up, Holmes? Want to spread me loose?
This is why I have to fucking cut off the podcast after the pick of the day segment, because if I don't, it's just gonna keep fucking going and he won't stop.
It doesn't keep going.
So, yes, it fucking does.
It doesn't keep spreading. It doesn't
listen,
keep losing.
Listen, I think we learned with your ball sack and Paul Walker last time.
That's a very weird combination.
Yeah,
it was like, let's talk about my balls. It's been a long
But listen, so
day.
now we're not fucking doing this again, Mike. Shut up. And then so cheers to you guys. You know, so
do buzz balls, especially if you have never done them before. Do them. It's pretty fun.
I'm gonna kill the rest of this.
Kill that
sign
shit.
off. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and this one was definitely a fun one for us. We will see you on the next one. Hold on.
Here's to the ladies who lunch on their back.
Oh fuck.
I felt that.
We'll see you on the next one.
Peace.